Today I'll be interviewing Renato Piccolotto, the executive chef of the entire Cipriani chain of restaurants. Thanks to my friend Donna Jackson. Come join me as we ask Renato some questions for future chefs.
I traveled today with Renato from Vicenza, where we stayed over, and where Renato lives with his wife. And it's lovely to see my friend Barry Frangipane from Florida here in Venice, his old city. And here's the man who has entertained and fed many Venezianis at the Cipriani. It's a pleasure. Nice to meet you both.
Renato.
Yes. See.
We appreciate you taking the time to join us here in Venice today. Tell me, when did you start at Cipriani's?
A lot of years ago. Many years ago. No, I started with Cipriani when I was a young boy of 17 years in Oslo, where I was born. Then there was an opening as a kitchen boy. I didn't study to be a cook. I became a cook with passion and from working in a kitchen. Later, I had the chance to come here to Venice, and I started working at Cipriani here in Venice. Then I advanced. Then I left. Then I came back. And once I came back, I never left again.
Since the beginning of your career, many things have changed. What have you seen change in the food that people want to eat in restaurants?
In the 1960s and 70s, the cooking was more like home cooking, even in restaurants. But over time, as younger chefs arrived, a little at a time, they changed our thoughts on eating, while always maintaining in Italian cooking. The Italian flavors, these chefs lightened the food, made it less heavy. Because years ago, the food was much heavier, much fattier than it is now. Now, here in Italy, we use much more olive oil, the quantities of butter have been adjusted, and more fresh products are being used, such as cheeses, vegetables, and so on.
And which do you prefer, the cooking from today or from the olden days?
From before, for maintaining the traditions, although it is necessary over time to make lighter dishes which are more easily digestible, that at the same time are good products. Good in the sense that when people eat at the table, it satisfies them without making them feel overstuffed, so they still have the desire to go back to work.
If you could use this interview, this venue, to share your wisdom, to speak to those who would like to become chefs now, what would you say to them?
Well, for those who want to start a career as a chef in 2010, they must have a great deal of humility. Lots of humility. They must grab hold of things the way they once were. Understand the way things were years ago in order to make new dishes and to change the old dishes. They need to, especially the young, have the desire, the willingness to suffer in the kitchen. They need to travel a lot, because in this way, a new vision will open for them. They must understand the thoughts, the cultures of other countries. These will all be useful in your work, because whenever I travel, whether privately or for my work at the hotel, I seek to take something back from every new place that I have visited. it is necessary to do this. And don't aspire to arrive at the top too quickly. You will get there a little at a time, but you will get there. And when you do, you will have a base which no one can destroy tomorrow. This is the proper way, if you ask me.
In America, we have our own definition of Italian dishes. What do you think of our idea of Italian cooking versus true Italian cooking here in Italy?
Unfortunately, this doesn't just happen in America. It happens throughout the world. Wherever you go, that's the way it is. Italian cuisine, like French cuisine, in fact, like all cuisines, when they are exported, become a bit adapted to the local area. As a consequence, the method of preparation changes, and as a result, the taste changes as well. I understand that it is difficult not to adapt the food. However, the young chefs who go to America and France and other countries should seek to stay true as much as possible to the Italian system of cooking, to the Italian flavor. I know it can be difficult, but they should give it their best shot.
If you were given the opportunity to be able to choose the last meal in your life,
Oh yeah.
what would it be?
I would make some spaghetti with fresh tomatoes, a little fresh basil, some padano grana, parmigiano reggiano, something simple. That's all.
Renato, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think it's
Pleasure to meet you.
me too.
And I know that you love wine, and thanks for feeding people this
Okay, it's my pleasure. Next time in Cipriani, okay?